Dear viewers, a hearty welcome to you all. Through this video, we are going to learn the summary of William Shakespeare's play The Tempest. Hope you have already watched the summary of Act 1 and Act 2 of this play in the previous video. If you have not watched, kindly watch it using the link given in the description. Before discussing the summary of Act 3, here is a short recap of Act 1 and Act 2. Recap of Act 1. The Duke of Milan Prospero was driven away from his dukedom by his brother Antonio. He had to live on an isolated island for 12 years with his daughter Miranda. Once, all his enemies happened to sail through the island, and Prospero created a powerful tempest in the sea and brought his enemies to the shore. Prospero narrated his tale to Miranda, who asked him to stop the storm. His servant Ariel narrated to him how he created the storm. Caliban, the slave of Prospero, was also introduced in the scene. Recap of Act 2. The king and his associates roamed around the island looking for Ferdinand. Gonzalo and Adrian spoke positively, trying to console the king with the hope that Ferdinand would be alive, while Sebastian and Antonio were making fun of Gonzalo. Ariel put them all to sleep, while the conspiracy of Antonio against the life of the king was revealed. On another part of the island, Caliban adored the drunken butler Stefano as he was made to drink. He celebrated that he found a new master and vowed that he would never serve Prospero again. Now let us discuss the summary of Act 3, Scene 1. And this scene takes place outside Prospero's cell. Ferdinand was carrying a log of wood. He expressed that for the sake of the sweet lady Miranda, he was ready to do this heavy and hateful task. Miranda was also extremely sad to see him work very hard. She asked him to take rest for a little time, because her father was at study. But Ferdinand reminded her that he had to finish the task before the sunset. Miranda even offered to do the work for him, but Ferdinand would not allow that. Ferdinand praised her to be the most powerful woman, most perfect woman he had ever seen in his lifetime. Miranda also expressed her mind of considering him as her lifelong companion, and she would never look for any other companion, not even in her imagination. Thus, they expressed their love for each other. Ferdinand asked heaven and earth to witness his true love. Miranda was touched by the vow and wept, and later completely surrendered herself with these following words. I am your wife if you marry me. If not, I will die your maid. To be your fellow, you may deny me, but I'll be your servant, whether you will or no. So this is the greatest method of submission we know. So Prospero, watching all this from a distance, was very happy about the proceedings, as everything was going on exactly how he had planned. He actually wanted to ensure a safe life for his loving daughter Miranda. And that is a summary of Act 3, Scene 1. Now let's discuss the summary of Act 3, Scene 2. This scene involves the drunken party Trinculo, Stefano and Caliban. Trinculo was continuously making fun of Caliban for considering Stefano a lord and his master. Caliban was ready to serve Stefano with a willing heart. He told him that he had been under the control of a tyrant and sorcerer. Caliban wanted to kill Prospero by using the power of Stefano, and he wanted Stefano to become the king of the island. and he suggested a number of methods to kill Prospero and make Miranda the queen while Stefano would be the king. Stefano enjoyed the idea, and the drunken party was enjoying the time by singing a song. All of a sudden, they heard the same tune being sung, but nobody was found anywhere around. They were very much afraid. They were in fact terrified and prayed to God to forgive their sins, feeling that the end is very near. But Caliban asked them to be relaxed. He assured them that the island was full of such noises which do not hurt anyone. He says the following words: "Be not afeard. The isle is full of noises, sounds, and sweet airs that give delight and hurt not." Okay, that is the end of Act 3, Scene 2. Now let's discuss the summary of Act 3, Scene 3. This scene also takes place in another part of the island. The king and his associates were very tired after a long search for Ferdinand in the island. Gonzalo suggested that they should take rest. All of a sudden, a piece of strange music was heard. Prospero entered the scene invisible, while many strange shapes, that is, spirits, came there and arranged a delicious banquet for the king and the party. They danced around the banquet with gentle gestures, inviting the king and the party to enjoy the banquet. The king was hesitant to eat, but he was persuaded by Gonzalo, telling him that it might not be harmful to eat, as the spirits had been very gentle. Even Sebastian and Antonio were ready to believe the strange events they had witnessed. They were also ready to believe the stranger things such as unicorn and phoenix. As the king was convinced and ready to eat, there was thunder and lightning. Ariel appeared in the form of a harpy and clapped his wings upon the table on which the banquet had been arranged. The banquet vanished away. Harpy was actually a monster with a woman's face and body. It also had bird's wings and claws. Harpy accused the king, Alonso, Sebastian, and Antonio of doing a grievous mistake against Prospero. So that is, doing a great wrong against Prospero. He revealed that they were brought to that island by the powers of nature in order to be punished. The three drew their swords to harm Harpy, but were severely warned, telling them that they were ministers of fate, and their swords would never be able to hurt even the feathers of their wings. He further added that their only chance of escaping punishment was to repent for their sins. King Alonso repented for his sin at once, but Sebastian and Antonio did not repent. That is the end of Act 3. And let's discuss the summary of Act 4, Scene 1. This scene takes place in front of Prospero's cell. Prospero was well satisfied with the way Ferdinand showed his sincerity towards the work assigned to him. And he explained to Ferdinand that all the troubles he had to face were only a test of his love towards Miranda. He then offered Miranda's hand to Ferdinand and promised them that they would soon get married. Prospero then surrounded Ariel to bring all the spirits to perform a masquerade to bless the young couple and make them very happy. Iris, the messenger of goddess Juno, first appeared and invited goddess Ceres to bless the couple. First, Juno blessed the young lovers with a happy marriage life, long life, wealth and happiness, while Ceres blessed them with a fertile soil, filled granaries, and fruit-laden trees. Iris invited the nymphs and reapers to join in a dance. And Ferdinand was enchanted to see the whole show. All of a sudden, Prospero remembered the conspiracy of Caliban against his life. He became very angry. Soon he complimented the spirits for their performance and dismissed them. Ariel informed him that he led Caliban, Stefano, and Trinculo through thorny bushes into a stinking pool of water. And Prospero asked Ariel to hang some colorful garments on a lime tree on the way of these conspirators, Stefano, Trinculo, and Caliban. And when the three people arrived there, Trinculo and Stefano were attracted towards the garments and tried them one by one. Caliban asked them not to waste their time on it, but they would not listen. Prospero sent a number of spirits in the shape of dogs and hounds and chased them away. Then he ordered the spirits to torture them in all possible ways. Okay, that is scene 4, act 4. Now let's discuss the summary of act 5, scene 1. This scene also takes place in front of Prospero's cell. Here Prospero entered in his magic robes. He inquired Ariel about the king and his associates. Ariel reported that they were all huddled in one place with sad faces as they were under the spell of Prospero. And Prospero asked Ariel to bring them before him so that he could remove this magic spell. As they were brought before him, he appeared in front of them with the same garments of the Duke of Milan. He removed the magic spell and revealed them that he was Prospero, the Duke of Milan. They couldn't believe their eyes. But once they were convinced, King Alonso asked for his forgiveness and offered Milan back to him. He then greeted Gonzalo warmly because Gonzalo was the one who helped him. He also forgave Sebastian and Antonio and demanded that they should recognize his right to reclaim his dukedom of Milan. Both Prospero and Alonso expressed that they had lost their daughter Miranda and son Ferdinand in the Tempest. In return for Milan, Prospero offered King Alonso a valuable gift. The gift of that, he showed them Ferdinand and Miranda playing chess. King Alonso was very happy to see Ferdinand alive. And when Ferdinand requested King Alonso, he approved Miranda as his daughter-in-law. And Ariel returned with the captain of the ship and the boatswain, who explained that the ship and all his sailors were safe in a harbor nearby. Ariel also brought Caliban, Stefano, and Trinculo, who were with the stolen clothes. Caliban pleaded for forgiveness for taking a drunkard for a god. Prospero ordered him to decorate his cell, while Alonso ordered Stefano and Trinculo to keep the stolen clothes in their place. And further, Prospero invited Alonso and his associates to spend the night with him in the cell to listen to his story on the island. He also promised them that they all would sail to Naples the next morning. He wished to see the marriage of Ferdinand and Miranda in Naples and wanted to return to his dukedom in Milan. He then freed Ariel so that Ariel could roam freely through the air. Ariel also promised them calm seas and favorable winds for their voyage from the island to Naples. So thus we can say, King Alonso's voyage began from Naples for his daughter's marriage and ended with the marriage of his son Ferdinand to Miranda. Prospero also regained his dukedom and everything ended with a happy note. That's the end of the summary, dear viewers. I believe you have enjoyed the summary of the play. This has been a wonderful play of William Shakespeare, which I read and have been teaching. I am also planning to help the students with a detailed summary of each and every scene of this play, and I'm sure it would help you to prepare for your examination very well, especially for ISC students. Okay, viewers, I must thank you all for patiently watching this video. Hope you have gained something from this video. For more discussion of the drama, grammar and vocabulary, stay tuned to this channel. Until we meet through the next video, goodbye and God bless you all.